Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Jessica, and I am doing the pantry challenge that the Three Rivers Homestead currently is doing. Now, I forgo the intro like I normally do because I was having too many technical difficulties, so I just did a voiceover. Now, on my breakfasts starting out, what I did is this day I was feeling like making waffles, and the kids were home, and we decided waffles were the way to go. So I started by adding our dry ingredients, which is 1 3/4 cup flour, 2 tablespoons sugar, 1 tablespoon of baking powder, and to that we added 2 eggs, a half a cup of cooking oil, 1 3/4 cup milk, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Now, because we were all home and I wanted some extras, I made a double batch. And this allowed me and George to eat because the next day the kids were not home. So we were able to eat waffles for the breakfast next day. Now, I have my waffle maker warming up at this time. So that way, when everything gets in and mixed up, I can go ahead and just pop them on the waffle maker. And if you guys like my videos, go ahead and hit the thumbs up button. And please subscribe and hit the bell notification so you don't miss any more videos. Okay, now the waffles were delicious. When the next day when me and George had them, I did pair that with some grapefruit that I have left over in the fridge that I'm trying to get used up. And then the following day, I pulled out some muffins and warmed them up in the microwave. And then the final day, we just had some oatmeal. Okay, I am actually craving some chicken fajita type or chicken wraps. So I just got some butter melted in my pan and a frozen thing of chicken. Just gonna cook it in there. Put my lid on. It's been about 3 minutes, so I'm just gonna flip her over. And keep cooking. I'm also wanting some of my mom's tuna salad. So I got some water boiling here. And I got some of the fried noodles. Actually, yeah, it should be enough. That is about 1 box right there. So I'm just going to cook the noodles up. you can see, my lettuce is pretty sad, but I think I might be able to get off enough of it, because the outside is like all gross and nasty. The inside looks okay. Since I'm the only one here right now, I only got to get enough for me. For dessert, I'm thinking I'm going to use up a couple of fruit cups that I have, and I'm going to make a crisp of some sort. So I'm just going to kind of make a topping. We'll see how it works. So I'm going to melt my butter. Ooh. Gotta turn the heat down a little. Alright, I got my melted butter. Now I'm going to add my oatmeal. About like that. And my brown sugar. Whoops. Like that. And then some little bit of flour. And finally, where's the cinnamon? There's the cinnamon. Sprinkle in the cinnamon. Okay, I'm going to mix this up then. Alright, I think I'm going to do it opposite like I normally do, and I'm going to top it with the fruit and then stick it in the microwave to cook a little bit. Like this. And I just put in 2 drained fruit cups of peaches. So I'm just going to stick it in the microwave for I'm going to try about 3 minutes. My chicken is done. I cut it open. And as you can see inside, you see how the pink is completely gone. That's what you want. So I'm going to take this off. Ooh, take my hot plate off. And then also my noodles are done and ready to be drained. So I'm going to get those. Right, as you can see, they are freshly drained and they're steaming hot. I did not rinse them. I'm taking a bag of frozen peas. As you can see, it's very frozen. And I'm just going to mix it into the noodles to help cool the noodles down, and it actually melts the peas. So, okay. I cut my chicken. And I'm just going to lay it on my wrap. I found a little bit of cheese that I did not cut up for the salad. I'm going to put that on my sandwich. My peach crisp is ready. I'm going to let that cool while I'm eating this. I'm already sampling my chicken. It is really, really good. I haven't decided if I'm going to put some ranch on my wrap. I might just. That is real hot, but it's really good. And I'm just going to wrap these up and add a little bit of ranch. I decided on French instead. I don't know about you, but I like French a little bit more than ranch. Yeah, I can eat it, but I prefer the French, and I am basically the only one in my family that likes the French. Okay. I'm ready to eat this. And my salad, as you can see, the peas are starting to really melt and it's starting to cool down. So I am going to get my mayonnaise in here. And I can add my cheese now. Because if you add your cheese while the noodles are hot, you will have melted cheese. It tastes good, but you will have melted cheese. Okay. I only had a little bit of the chunk of cheese, so I added some frozen shredded cheese. And I added a couple dollops or giant spoonfuls of mayonnaise. I drained a can of tuna. I'm going to add that. And a can, I got a small can or jar of my homemade relish. And I'm just going to mix this up. And as I'm eating my, because while I'm working on getting this finished made up, I am eating my burritos here, or wraps, or whatever they're called. I am not going to be able to eat all of this. Well, I wasn't going to be able to eat all this anyway, but I am probably just going to take this salad for a small bowl for supper tonight. Oh, okay, and then what I did was for the rest of the week is I just ate the salad for lunch, basically for the rest of the week. It lasted that long. Me and George enjoyed it, and I did eat it for supper, I do believe, one night of the week. But there it is. All right, I am going to make an easy rice gifs. Um, I think a lot of people, they call it like a breakfast rice or something like that. It's what I grew up on a lot of times because I have a lot of pineapple I need to use up. So it will use up some of my pineapple because I add pineapple to the end product. So I have a half a cup of rice here, and I'm adding 1 cup of water. You want to mostly cook it before you add any milk, or otherwise you're going to add a lot of milk. So I'm going to cook this for about, since this is not quick cooking, probably about 15-20 minutes. All right, I added the milk over top of the rice, and so I'm just going to stir it and keep stirring it because it will boil over, and you do not want it to boil over. So just keep stirring, and then until the rice is completely done. Then, because you partially almost cooked it before with the water, it won't take as long afterwards. So I'm just gonna cook it down and get rid of most of the... This is what happens when you step away. Ooh. Yeah. Alright. Don't know if you can see this. Fogging up too bad. There we go. Try and get back a little bit. See how the rice is done, and it's pretty much, milk is pretty much evaporated. Let me check the rice. Yes, the rice is done. So I am going to add some sugar. However much rice you started with is how much sugar you add to it in the end. One night we had breakfast for dinner. Okay, I am starting with, I feel like making pizza today, so that's what we're going to do. I do have a couple more packets of pizza crust, but I don't, I'll save those for when I really need it. Now, you want warm water, so it's hot enough that it's almost too hot, but not enough. And so I am going to make a double giant crust. So I'm going to put 2 cups of warm water in my bowl. Okay, and to that hot water, I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of salt. And then 2 teaspoons of sugar. And then you can add 2 packets of active dry yeast, or you can add 2 tablespoons of active dry yeast if you have the loose stuff. So, whatever. And then you're going to let it sit and bloom. Okay. And then I'm going to let it sit for about 5 to 10 minutes, so I can already start to smell the yeast. I'm going to let it sit and bloom for a little bit before I add the remaining ingredients. Okay, she is done. You can kind of see she's fuzzy. It just doesn't show very well on the video camera. Okay, what I'm adding now is 4 tablespoons of oil. Oops. Okay, stop a second. Alright, we're adding the flour. It's bread flour, and you need 5 cups. Hold on, George. I'm adding in my head. 2, 3. Yay! 4. Alright, 2 more, George. Okay, and what we're doing is just mixing and incorporating all the the flour into the dough. And then I already got my oven warming, and then I'm going to turn it off. I turned it to lowest setting and just warmed it up because it is like negative 12 outside with wind chill. So I'm going to stick this in the oven to let it rise for about 15-20 minutes. Okay, now it is officially done. I'm turning the oven back on because when I stuck it in the oven, I did not turn it off. Now I'm going to turn it back on, and then I got a pan sprayed already. And I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of flour on there. All right, now that I got that done, I'm going to stick this back in the oven. And this pan is about the size of, if you've ever had a family size Pop Murphy's pizza, that's what it's comparable, how big this thing is. So I'm going to stick it back in the oven for a few minutes just so to get it, and try not to burn it like I did last time. Okay, if you can see, it's firmed up. It's not really completely baked, and I don't want it completely baked. George, don't do that. And then I got the jar of my pizza sauce from the basement. Okay, you gonna spread it out for me? Okay. Like this. There you go. Mm-hmm. Okay. Then next we're gonna go down and get some of the can of the fake Parmesan cheese. Just gonna sprinkle that on there. Yum. And today we're gonna do more mozzarella than cheddar. That's what I got in the fridge that needs to get used up. A little bit more. Just a smidgen more. Okay, and I pulled a bag of, I got a little bit left out of the freezer. Majority of the time I store it in the freezer just because the kids don't eat it as fast. I don't know about your kids, but mine will sit there and eat and eat and eat their cheese. Alright, there it is. Now I'm going to stick it back in the oven for about 15 minutes or so until this cheese is all nice and bubbly. And it's going to be all good. Pizza. Alright, hot. And there it is. And we're going to add a little side salad to finish up the lettuce in the refrigerator.
So today we are making Rice Krispie treats, and Katie is making them. All you need is 3 tablespoons of butter. Put them in. We put in 1 whole bag of marshmallows. Katie right now is emptying the bag of marshmallows into the bowl. Then we're going to put the butter on top of it and melt it in the microwave for 3 minutes. This is what the marshmallows look like with the butter. Now Katie's going to add 6 cups of Rice Krispies. Just your normal everyday Rice Krispies. And now with the 6 cups of Rice Krispies added, all you do is mix it on up.
Is that enough noodles? There you go.
Then when they are done, you just spread them into a grease pan and you can add sprinkles or any toppings to it. Okay, I decided I'm just going to do simple hamburger helper, this off-brand hamburger helper. And so I am getting my ground beef, which is quite frozen. I'm just going to brown that up. As you can see, I always, whatever we feel like for the day is what we usually do. So I'm just going to brown this up, probably add some vegetables into it just to make it a little bit more, but we'll see what we come up with as I'm looking through stuff. All right, I decided to add some peppers that I froze from the garden, 1 onion, and then some mushrooms. I think is what we're going to add to it. Okay, I added the noodles. Then it says to add some water. And then I gotta add some milk. It says 6 cups, but I always find it be too runny, so I am gonna add a little bit less.
Finished.
Alright, that's good enough. Alright, and then I'm just gonna cook it until the pasta is tender.
No, you made a mess.
Now, with me adding only half of the required milk, it still was too runny, but as it sat after it was done, it actually absorbed more and it was fine. And it tasted really good. Alright, Faith and Katie have decided they're going to use up the last 2 kits, the gingerbread holiday mint cookie cakes. We'll see how they taste. So they're just following the instructions on the back to mix up the dough. Alright, and they made some cookies and then they're going to decorate them.
Boom. Boom.
Are they pretty? Let's see. Ooh, very pretty, George. You did good.
I too.
Yep, I see them. Alright, making some supper. Just browning 2 pounds of hamburger. I got a bag of elbow noodles boiling. And I got part of my stuff mixed up. 1 cup of sour cream, 8 ounces of cream cheese, and 1 onion that's chopped. I mixed it up. And then I just gotta wait for all the ingredients to get done and then I can make my casserole. Okay, I drained the noodles and I layered them in my pan. Then I'm going to top with my cream cheese mixture. Like so. Then I'm going to take my meat mixture, drain out the grease, and then I'm going to put it in that bowl that I just got done with the cream cheese mixture so I can mix it up with the rest of the ingredients. Just because I feel like being lazy and I don't want to do all the extra work. Okay, and then I got 1 teaspoon of salt. Okay, 1 teaspoon of sugar. And then I got a jar of my home tomato sauce that I'm just going to pour in here. Mix this bad boy up. Close enough. Then I'm going to top it on top of this mixture. Alright, and then I'm just going to top it with some mozzarella cheese or cheddar cheese, whatever you feel like doing. And then I'm going to bake it in the oven, 350 degrees for about 15 minutes or so until everything's nice and bubbly. Alright, that's it for this week. I hope you guys have a good week and see you next week, and God bless.